Hello, this is Margaret Mack, and for the next half hour, I'll be reading from the January 22nd issue of the Buffalo Rocket on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. And the front page article on the Rocket is Cupid's Undie Run returns. Every February, when most people are hiding from the cold, thousands run straight into it by choice. Some wear only their underwear. Others opt for tutus or full-blown costumes. It's called Cupid's Undie Run, a nationwide event benefiting the Children's Tumor Foundation, CTF. That turns a winter day into a celebration of laughter, courage, and half-frozen selfies, all to speed the search for life-changing treatments. The event funds research for NF, short for neurofibromatosis, a group of genetic conditions that cause tumors to grow on nerves throughout the body. Since its origin in 2010, Cupid's has become a fixture on America's Best Fun Runs list and has raised millions for science that changed lives. Be part of the fun, the purpose, and the progress. Register today at cupids.org. Next up, Niagara Garden Art Sale call for vendors. The Garden Art Sale, in partnership with the Buffalo and Erie County Botanical Gardens, is a beloved summer tradition. It offers a prime platform for artisans to share their garden and nature-themed creations with an ever-growing and enthusiastic gardening community. From sculptures to planters, metalworks to fountains, wind sculptures to vintage signs, ceramics to woodwork, birdhouses to bird baths and beyond. The event welcomes diverse mediums that resonate with the essence of gardens and nature. This is an exceptional opportunity for artists and creators to showcase their work to enthusiastic buyers who come specifically to purchase garden art, said Jim Charlie, Garden Art Sale Event Chair. Our attendees arrive with money in hand and a passion for unique pieces that will enhance their outdoor spaces. We're inviting artisans whose works can adorn gardens or celebrate nature to join us in this premier selling event. The Garden Art Sale isn't just a showcase, it's a haven for motivated buyers seeking unique garden-inspired treasures. Join more than 70 vendors on the expansive front lawn of the Botanical Gardens. Nestled within the picturesque Frederick Law Olmsted Design Park to exhibit their exquisite garden art-related wares. With live music, food trucks, plant society booths, a popular basket raffle, and the ambience of the Botanical Gardens front lawn, the Garden Art Sale is an unmissable event, added co-chair Barbara Mays. It's an opportunity to engage with thousands of serious buyers coming prepared to buy art for their gardens. Artisans and vendors are encouraged to apply to this juried show and become part of the exceptional event. Online applications and additional information can be found by visiting www.gardensbuffaloniagara.com/vendors. For further information or media inquiries, please contact Audrey Clark, Gardens Buffalo Niagara. Her phone number is 716-247-5004. Gardens Buffalo Niagara created more vibrant and beautiful communities by sharing gardens through events like Garden Walk Buffalo, America's largest garden tour, the East Side Garden Walk, tours to open gardens in July, the Garden Art Sale, Urban Farm Day, Celebration Day in Bidwell Park, and promoting the many other garden tours of Buffalo, Niagara. Gardens Buffalo Niagara full press kit can be found at www.gardensbuffaloniagara.com. Next article. Highmark and Buffalo Sabres team up to celebrate Buffalo Public School counselors. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield and the Buffalo Sabres are teaming up to spotlight mental health awareness on January 14th during the Sabres game against the Philadelphia Flyers. Mental Health Awareness Night will shine on spotlight on the invaluable contributions of Buffalo Public School counselors and engage the community in efforts to raise awareness and reduce the stigma associated with mental health issues. This recognition for the dedicated Buffalo Public School counselors began in November, setting the stage for their in-game honor. Highmark President Jessica Cox, alongside BPS Superintendent Dr. Pascal Mubenga, Buffalo Sabres legend Marty Barone, and Lawley partner John Berger, surprised the counselors at City Hall. What they anticipated as a routine benefits meeting transformed into a celebratory ceremony, complete with personalized Sabre jerseys, acknowledging their efforts caring for the mental health needs of the students in the city of Buffalo. Being recognized during the game are Shaniqua Abram, Ornice Hill, Lawrence Jones, Jill Labascio, Jillian Miller, Andrea Sanders, and Monica Sardo. At Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, mental health is a paramount focus, and we are proud to recognize the vital work being done daily to support the students of Buffalo Public Schools, said Jessica Cox, president of Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Student counselors serve as essential figures for our community's youth, providing crucial guidance and support for their academic success and overall well-being. As part of the game, students and counselor staff will attend pre-game events, including mental health discussions featuring Eric Cousin, founder and CEO of #SameHere, the global mental health movement, Sabres alumnus Clint Melichuk, and participation and support from mental health advocates of Western New York. Fans will also be engaged in sharing how they keep their minds strong and healthy. Supporting mental health awareness aligns with our core values as an organization, and we are pleased to partner with Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield to support those who share that vision, said Jake Ferrone, Buffalo Sabres Chief Commercial Officer. Honoring educators involved in elevating these conversations with students in a meaningful way to give back to those who are truly making a difference in our community. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, the sole health plan headquartered in the city of Buffalo, proudly ensures more than 43,000 educators and education administrators throughout the region. Highmark provides unique benefits tailored for educators, including employee support program assistance, mental health counseling, and virtual mental health support in as little as 3 days through its mental well-being platform powered by Spring Health. Ensuring our students have access to high-quality mental health support services is crucial to our students' success, both in the classroom and beyond. Buffalo Public School Superintendent Pascal Mubenga said, "Having strong community partners such as Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield and the Buffalo Sabres truly raises awareness and helps end the stigma often surrounding mental health. On behalf of our school counselors, the Board of Education, and the whole Buffalo school community, I want to express my gratitude to Highmark and the Sabres for their generosity and unwavering commitment." As a separate but complementary initiative, Highmark and the Sabres provided more than 2,000 tickets for all Buffalo Public School teachers, administrators, and staff members, as well as educators across the region to attend a game this season. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield has a long history of supporting mental and behavioral health as the region's first health plan to establish a value-based arrangement for behavioral health care with Value Network IPA LLC. The local health plan has partnered with Mental Health Advocates of Western New York to support their signature Youth Peer Advocates program, as well as on other initiatives, including the #WeAreHope initiative, a collaborative effort to address the mental health needs of the community following multiple traumatic events in Buffalo. We are incredibly excited to partner with the Buffalo Sabres and Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield for Mental Health Awareness Night. Because of their generosity, 300 students from our local schools will spend the day at the arena watching the Sabres practice, sharing a meal together, and participating in a powerful panel discussion on mental health featuring Josh Shilo, one of our youth peer advocates. We are deeply grateful to the Sabres Foundation for their leadership and ongoing support of mental health awareness and education in our community, said Melinda Dubois, Executive Director, Mental Health Advocates. Behavioral health is a key focus area for a Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield health-focused grant program, Blue Fund. Since 2018, major grants have been awarded to many of Value Network's partner agencies, including Crisis Services, Spectrum Health and Human Services, Harmonia Collaborative Care, Best Self Behavioral Health, Endeavor Health Services, Buffalo Matters, Save the Michaels Court Treatment Program, Horizons Family Training Center at Horizon Village, Compare Maryvale Leaders and Directions, a mobile behavioral health project, and more. The local health plan also made a $1 million investment in Erie County Medical Center's Trauma Center Emergency Department project to support behavioral health and detoxification services. And next up, we have the police blotter. Felonies from D District. North Buffalo, January 20th. Hurdle Avenue. Patrol did observe a New York registered vehicle, 2022 Chevrolet Trailblazer, red in color, headed eastbound on Hurdle Avenue. Patrol did confirm the vehicle as a stolen vehicle in the city of Buffalo. Vehicle was stopped at Hurdle Avenue and Delaware Avenue, and offender and co-offender were removed from the vehicle. Offender was operating vehicle and did possess a New York State license with a revoked status. Patrol officer did recover from center of vehicle 5.5 clozapam pills and a white rock substance approximately 0.5 grams in a pill container. Narcotics submitted to lab by patrol officer. Both offenders in possession of vehicle keys. January 19th, 2026. Delaware Avenue. Victims state that defendant had been calling him on the telephone and sending mail via postal office demanding victim post money for his bail, and if he doesn't, he will file false police reports on him and sue him. Victim also states that defendant threatens to use a machete on him. Defendant was in custody of ECHC during this time and is still currently in custody. January 19th, Delaware Avenue. Defendant did take Red Bull valued at $45.18 and did pass all points of purchase. Defendant was previously trespassed from 601 Amherst and did commit a crime within store. January 17th, Delaware Avenue. Victim states defendant, after a verbal argument over phone, did strike defendant multiple times, kicking, shoving, and pushing. January 16th, Delaware Avenue. Defendant did enter Targets at 2626 Delaware Avenue and take $724.78 worth of merchandise. Pass all points of purchase, making no attempt to pay. The defendant was identified by the complainant. Detective was video of the incident. West Side, January 20th, Ashland Avenue. Victim states the defendant and her got into a verbal argument that turned physical when the defendant lifted up the bed and flipped her out of it, and she hit the back of the bed frame and fell on the floor, causing bruises and swelling to her left hip. ADI declined by victim. I'm interrupting the police blotter to say you are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Buffalo Rocket on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Next up on the police blotter on Riverside, January 19th, Breckenridge Street. Victim stated suspect and victim did engage in a verbal argument when suspect did slap victim on the arm in front of one of their two children. The other child was asleep during the incident. January 18th, Royal Avenue. Victim states, following verbal argument over a dog, she asked the defendant to leave. Defendant then began refusing to leave and did grab her by the arm. Victim's 13-year-old child did then attempt to intervene, and defendant did grab the child and pushed her into the bed, causing child to be frightened. January 15th, Tonawanda Street. The victim states that the suspect punched her in the face, causing a laceration and swelling to her lip. Victim also stated that the suspect broke her glasses. And finally, on January 15th, on Riverside Avenue, defendant did grab the victim and throw her to the ground, then kick her and punch her multiple times. And next up is the column Seniority, about claiming Social Security early and investing it. Ask Rusty. Dear Rusty, I am a 63-year-old single lady, and I have questions regarding Social Security, early retirement, though I will still be working full-time. I know there is a maximum allowable income limit, and if I exceed that, I will need to return probably 2/3 of my received Social Security benefit. I'm thinking about taking those early SS benefits, about $1,400 per month, and putting them in my high-yield savings or CD, where I can gain the interest on it and have it stay liquid, so I can return what I need to. My current interest rate is 3.65% on the savings and over 4.25% on CD, with options for 3, 6, and 9 months or longer. But I want to be able to access the money to pay Social Security back at the end of the year. Can you advise me on this? Signed, Still Working, but wondering. Dear Still Working, I commend you for investigating your options before claiming early Social Security benefits while still working. FYI, the 2026 annual earnings limit for those collecting early Social Security benefits is $24,480. This figure changes annually. If your 2026 work earnings exceed the annual limit, Social Security will take away $1 in benefits for every $2 you are over the limit. The annual earnings limit lasts until you reach your full retirement age, and the limit is about 2.5 times higher during the year you attain your full retirement age. FYI, When you apply for benefits, Social Security will ask if you are working and if so, how much you make. Using that info, they will evaluate whether you can take benefits now and, if so, how many months they can actually pay your benefits. For example, if you project 2026 earnings are, say, $100,000, you would be about $75,000 over the annual limit, which means that half of that, $37,500, would need to be paid back to Social Security. Since your monthly Social Security benefit at your current age would be about $1,400 per month, Social Security will say that you are temporarily ineligible to collect early benefits because you cannot pay back within 1 year what you would owe for exceeding the limit. In other words, they won't pay your Social Security benefits just yet because your earnings are too high and they do not want to overpay benefits which you will only need to return. For additional perspective, if you expected 2026 earnings are less than, say, about $50,000, that means you would be about $25,000 over the limit. About half of that, about $12,500, would need to be paid back to Social Security. In that event, Social Security would tell you they will withhold 9 months of your Social Security payments in advance and pay your benefits for only 3 months. This because the overpayment with your current benefit of about $1,400 could be recovered by withholding your Social Security payments for 9 months. They do not want to intentionally overpay your Social Security benefits. So, despite your best repayment intentions, Social Security will not favor intentionally overpaying your benefits. Historically, overpayment of benefits due to exceeding the annual earnings limit has been a notoriously difficult issue for Social Security Administration. So, to get your early Social Security benefits while you are working full-time, you would likely need to lie about your anticipated 2026 earnings on your application for Social Security benefits, which we strongly discourage. Keep in mind that this all changes when you reach your full retirement age, which is 67, because the earnings limit goes away entirely when you reach your full retirement age, and the limit goes up to about 2.5 times in the year you obtain full retirement age. So, depending on your earnings level, you may wish to either wait until your full retirement age or until you stop working full-time to claim Social Security. Now, as for the general idea of taking early benefits and investing them, many have said they wish to do that, and we understand that logic. Our caution is that it requires religious discipline to put the Social Security money into a higher yield investment vehicle to accomplish the goal of beating the Social Security increase realized when you wait to claim. Many who try to succumb to the temptation to use the investment funds for emergency needs and sometimes non-emergency needs. I offer this only as something to be aware of, as some have shared that they failed with their investment objectives with their Social Security money. And in local news, Shays celebrates 100 years. Shays Buffalo Theater celebrated the centennial anniversary of its grand opening, marking 100 years since the landmark theater first opened its brass doors to the public on January 16, 1926. For generations, Shays Buffalo Theater has been a special place where memories are made and shared, said Brian Higgins, president and CEO of Shays Buffalo. Its survival and success are rooted in the deep conviction that this theater matters to our culture, our city, and our people. The centennial celebrates the community, volunteers, artists, and supporters whose passion built, saved, and sustained this extraordinary place. As we step into our next century, we do so with a bold commitment to ensure Shays continues to inspire and bring people together for generations to come. Shays Buffalo Theater opened in 1926 under the moniker The Wonder Theater and was the dream of founder and showman Michael Shay. The theater was constructed in a year and a day at a cost of around $1.8 million. Originally serving as a movie house under Paramount Pictures and advertised as having an acre of seats, Shays Buffalo would later stage vaudeville shows and play host to some of the biggest names in entertainment. In the 1970s, after the city of Buffalo foreclosed on the property, 1974, for back taxes, a group of concerned citizens formed the Friends of Buffalo Theater to save the downtown anchor from demolition. This not-for-profit organization ran the theater for several years and was responsible for getting Shays listed on the National Register of Historic Places. That happened in 1975. Subsequently, the city of Buffalo assumed ownership of the theater with support from City Comptroller George O'Connell, and in 1980, Shays O'Connell Preservation Guide is formed as a nonprofit theater manager, a status which continues to this day. In recent decades, millions of dollars in restoration and improvements have been completed at Shays Buffalo, much of it by volunteers. From the ceiling, 2015, to the carpets, 2009, and return of the historic blade sign, 2004, to Stagehouse expansion in 1999. This work has allowed Buffalo to keep the only surviving Louis Tiffany designed theater with an original Wurlitzer organ in magnificent condition for our patrons and the community. Shays' centennial anniversary celebration will take place on Friday, January 16th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. The celebration takes place in Shays' Grand Lobby and the Shays stage, featuring live entertainment by DJ Milk, Curtis Cook on the Wurlitzer, IoT Band, and several local theater partners. Throughout the year, Shays will also continue to feature outstanding performances, historic tours, educational opportunities, and free films. Learn more about Shays' storied history and witness documents and photographs from over the years by visiting www.shays.org/Volt. A transformative capital campaign is underway to expand Shays Buffalo Theater and prepare this beloved landmark for its next century. The community is invited to be part of Shays' enduring legacy by purchasing a centennial seat plaque or exploring other opportunities to elevate Shays. You've been listening to a reading of articles and features from the January 22nd issue of the Buffalo Rocket. We read from the Buffalo Rocket every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Your reader has been Margaret Mack. Thank you for listening.
Good morning. Welcome to another broadcast day in the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, a private not-for-profit organization. As always, please feel free to contact us with your comments, suggestions, and questions you may have. Our phone number here is area code 716-821-5555. As always, please stay with us. Our Reading the Buffalo News will be coming up in just a moment.
The following program is intended for listeners who are blind, have low vision, or another print disability that makes reading, holding a book,